Namo. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The third mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. For our Dharma lesson, we're reading More Than Mindfulness, Widening the Field of Practice by the Monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. Today we're continuing in a Dharma talk called Mindfulness, Vitality, and Inquiry by Ajahn Viradhammo. The second factor is called Dhamma Vicaya. Vicaya means investigation. Dhamma means the teaching or phenomena. Sometimes Buddhism is called a phenomenological practice. That means that in understanding the mind, we try to observe mind, body, emotions, and moods as phenomena in nature rather than as personal problems. We reinforce this again and again. There is a difference between knowing resentment as a particular kind of phenomena in consciousness and thinking I've got a resentment problem, or believing in my resentment, or thinking I shouldn't feel resentful. All of that is different from knowing resentment as a phenomenon. It is a mental, emotional phenomenon. It arises because of causes. It stays for a while, and then it leaves. It is a mood of the mind, and it affects the body. If I can investigate the phenomenon of resentment as something that is part of my consciousness, I can observe it. I can observe how I get caught up in thoughts about it, how I feel guilty about it. I can observe how it affects my breathing, how it affects my guts, and how it affects my memory. If I'm willing to be aware of resentment and contemplate it, then the understanding of resentment is the freedom from resentment. It might still come up because of causes and conditions, but I don't have to become a victim of it. I don't have to feel guilty about it. I don't have to believe in it. I don't have to project it out or carry it in my mind or reject it. I just know this is the arising of resentment. And I know this is the ceasing of resentment. So there is the knowing of one's own consciousness, the knowing of the phenomena of one's experience. The teaching sounds very complicated at times, but it actually simplifies things. It is a lot simpler to understand resentment as a phenomenon in consciousness than to be lost in the endless scenarios of resentment, to be lost in the endless storylines, the ways we resent, and all those different memories. Thoughts are very complicated. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.